this is here to stay. Migration as an issue is here to stay, but it has come upon us very rapidly. When this all kicked off, when the war broke out in February 2022, we already had 10,000 people on a homeless waiting list here. We already were those kinds of figures. Now, since then, we've taken in another 100,000 people between Ukrainians and those seeking international protection. And it has been extraordinarily difficult for a country that has a target of hitting 30,000 new builds and new homes per year to accommodate people. And I have some sympathy for the government, because we are now at a situation where we have people arriving here, asylum seekers, sleeping rough in tents, around the offices for where the international protection offices in Dublin. We have people in tents there. They are sleeping rough. We don't have the beds. And there was a time about 18 months ago when we were talking about closing down direct provision. It wasn't good enough. Now it looks positively luxurious compared to modular housing, compared to tented accommodation and the things that we're offering people. But this isn't going to go away. Even if the war in Ukraine ends, which it doesn't look like it's about to do anytime soon, we're going to see climate migration, and then we will see further international crises, because the world is a very unequal place, and we live in a wealthy European country, and those who live in impoverished countries in the developing world are going to want to come here.
We can't have a dual crisis, though. We cannot have a crisis in domestic housing.
But what do you actually expect them to do?
Build houses. Build houses. If we can build modular
so
housing
were you expecting us to build 100,000 houses in a year?
No, not 100,000 houses in a year, but at least start to see progress that means that we will build up a base of accommodation that can be used in an emergency. At the moment, we're talking about inhumane accommodation on boats tied up on the side of rivers. That cannot happen because it is obscene.
I think that will very likely happen, to be honest. I don't think there is any cannot happen. We've people in tents.
Yeah, we have people in tents, Ciara, but at the same time, the government is saying, it'll be on the never, never. We'll get it by the end of 2024. We need action now. We can build modular homes now. The government can stimulate housing now. They're just choosing not to do it because they're using the same models that they would have used in the 80s, the 90s, and all the way back. This involves creative thinking, and I can't see it. All I see is a hodgepodge of mess.